Okay. Just to recap, I was reading Malachi chapter 2 and verse verse 11 through 15, dealing with how you brothers have been dealing treacherously with your wives. How, like I mentioned in the other video, some of you have actually dismissed your wife, your Hebrew wife, and got with a foreign woman and raising a family with this foreign woman. Some have even left their wives with children or left her pregnant. I know a few sisters who who are dealing with that situation right now. And these brothers. Let me just say this here. Some of you, a lot of you brothers, a lot of y'all act the same way you act before you even found out the truth. A lot of you ain't nothing but a bunch of hobo Hebrew niggas out there slinging your penis. That's all you're doing. You're still doing the same thing you've been doing before you even found out the truth. You're doing the same thing. Nothing's different. You're doing the same thing. You're leaving these sisters with children. A lot of you are leaving them to be with a foreign woman, dealing treacherously with your wife, the wife of your covenant, the one you have made promises to, and you have broken promises. That's one of the reasons why our relationships are in jeopardy, because a lot of you brothers are out here hurting these sisters. In the truth, and even out there in that world, the ones who don't even know who they are, the ones who are still asleep, they're doing the same thing some of you brothers are doing. Same thing. Women are hurting everywhere. The trust ain't there. They're scared. They prefer to be single, and some of them they're just scared. They just don't. The trust is gone. The love ain't there no more. See, and so at the same time, what we're doing, because of this, we're aiding the agenda to wipe us out. We're helping. And that's the problem. We're helping them. We're helping the agenda. White folk ain't got to do nothing but sit back and watch us do what we're doing, because, hey, we're doing it for them. And then they're pushing this homosexuality, and they're pushing this interracial thing. They're pushing it harder. For some strange reason, they're pushing it harder. They're pushing it. You never see them pushing the black man and the black woman being together. Even on a TV commercial, you very seldom see that. Remember that Macy's Christmas advertisement? You didn't see no black woman with no black man. You saw her by herself, with her kids, or you saw her with a white man, or you saw a black man with a white man. Homosexual. That's what they're pushing. Do you see the agenda? Man, it's sad, man. It's just so sad. That's what it means. That's what it means when it says being partial in your teachings. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 8. Let me read that again. Verse 9 says, "Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law." Some of you brothers have been partial, especially the ones in these camps. You teach, follow all the commandments. You do this, you do that. But when it comes down to you satisfying your desire to be with one of these foreign women, now you start making excuses. And then you start teaching that's why we keep seeing these pictures all out there on YouTube and on Facebook. These people, they are obviously not Hebrews. They're sitting there. We know what our people look like. We know what they look like. But I keep seeing these people, they look like they're some kind of Mexican with this long, stringy hair and these no lips and And come on, you know this. Come on now. They're not black. They're not no Negro. I hate to even say it like that, but you know what I'm talking about. We know who our people are. But you've been pushing this crap because these brothers want these women. And as a result, you're misleading these sisters and other brothers. You got these foreign men up in these camps. Got them duped into thinking that they're Israel and they're not. Now you done duped the sister. Now this sister done went up there and married this man. You have made yourselves guilty. You have handed over one of the daughters of Israel to somebody of the Gentile nations. You have committed an abomination. You have defiled that camp. You defiled Yahweh's people. You have defiled that sister with your teaching. With your teaching. Now I'm going to read this other scripture here. Let's take a look at Ezra chapter 10. Ezra chapter 10. I'm going to read this. Ezra chapter 10, because there's something else I want to bring out here. Something else I want to bring out here. In this particular scripture, this is when the nation of Israel, when our ancestors was coming out of Babylon. It was going back to Jerusalem to rebuild the temple. But on their journey back, when they got over there, it was made known, or it came to the realization that a lot of the brothers, while they were in captivity, like we are right now, they had picked up some foreign wives, even had children with them. But guess what they had to do? Ezra, chapter number 10. I'm going to read like 4 or 5 scriptures here. Look at chapter 10 and verse 2. 2 and 3. Look at what it says here. And how you pronounce it? Shechaniah, the son of Jehiel, one of the sons of Elam, answered and said unto Ezra, We have trespassed against our Elohim, and have taken strange wives of the people of the land. Yet now there is hope in Israel concerning this thing. Verse 3. Now therefore let us make a covenant with our Elohim to put away all the wives. To put away all the wives and such as are born of them, according to the counsel of Yahweh, and of those that tremble at the commandment of our Elohim, and let it be done according to the law. Did you notice what happened there? They not only had to put away those foreign wives when they was going back to Jerusalem to rebuild the temple, when they was coming out of captivity, going back, they had to dismiss those foreign wives. But guess what else? Who else they had to dismiss? They had to dismiss the children too. The children that they had with those foreign wives, they had to dismiss them too. They sure did. That's what the scripture says. And there's something else I want to bring out about that. Look over here at verse 10. Chapter 10 and verse 10. Ezra. It says, And Ezra the priest stood up and said unto them, Ye have transgressed and have taken strange wives to increase the trespass of Israel. And this is what our brothers are doing. When you go out here, you get with these foreign women. If you pay attention to this pushing out here in this world, and go out there and get yourself one of these foreign women, because of the fact that maybe you can't find a sister, because our relationships are in detriment right now. And you go out there, you get tempted by means of this pushing that they got going on out here. And you go out there and get one of the foreign wives. Now you have caused a defilement of your flesh. And the same thing go for you sisters. Same thing. But it's one thing I want to bring out in this scripture that some of you brothers may not like. You know how a lot of you brothers always talk about it is by means of which I say, what determines a person whether if they're a Hebrew or not is based upon who their father is. Ain't that what y'all always say? Whoever, if their father's a Hebrew, then the child is a Hebrew also. This is the teaching. But this ain't what the scripture just says here. What did it say over here in verse 3? Chapter 10 and verse 3 of Ezra. They had to dismiss even the children they had with those foreign women. So those children that they had, even though their fathers were Hebrews, those children was not accepted. They had to be dismissed too. and you know what the scripture says. Yahweh does not change. Ever. He does not change. So that teaching that y'all be teaching about, well, we could have, if you're on your Hebrew, it determines, is it based upon who your father is? No. That's an excuse to go out there and have children with whoever you want to have children with. This scripture right here says, no. Those mixed children gonna have to be dismissed too. Yup, they got to go too. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This tells me one thing. What determines whether if you're a Hebrew or not? It has a lot to do with your father and your mother. Yeah, because come on. What else can you get from this scripture? What else can you get from it? The scripture plainly says that they had to get rid of the wives and the children, even though their father, the children's father, was a Hebrew. But they had to dismiss those children too. That means that just because their father was a Hebrew, that didn't make them accepted. They had to dismiss them. They had to dismiss these children and the wives. See, you want to be set apart. You want to protect your seed by having your seed shared amongst your people. You gotta have a child from a Hebrew sister. That's the only way. What could be wrong with that? How can you fare badly with that? I mean, for real. So, look, that's what that scripture says right there. That's what it says. That's just what it says. Now, if I ruffle some feathers there, well, then that's just too bad. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the Most High. This is his writings here. They had to dismiss those children too. So another thing, some of you women who are of the Gentiles, and you got yourself a Hebrew brother, and now you feel like, oh, you're safe. No, you're not. Nope. It don't matter that you a Hebrew man as a husband. You are not. That does not make you a Hebrew. Okay, you just got you a Hebrew brother. Look. The Most High ain't changing with this. He's not going to change. There ain't no loopholes in the laws of the Most High. There's no loopholes nowhere. You won't be. His law is perfect. His law is perfect. You cannot find not one loophole. None. You can't find none. There's no loopholes there. None. So that's something that we all need to be aware of. Pay special attention to that, because today they're pushing this agenda. They're trying to get us to fall on the wayside, to give in to their tactics, so we can fall prey to their agenda, to wipe us out, to white us out. Think about it. They want to contaminate our seed. We want to be set apart as chosen people, people whose seed is to be pure, not mixed in with these people And they're pushing this out here for a reason. It's all aimed at us. Look at how they have gotten us to the point where our relationships are almost gone. And so it makes it easy for a brother who is lonely to be tempted to get involved with some foreign woman, or a sister to do the same thing. They're pushing it. Now they want to play on our emotions. Yeah, that's what it's all a tactic by means of, the one who's a master at it, the devil. And he's using his children to do it. This whole world, this whole system we live in is all geared up against us. The devil already got the world. He already has the world. His goal now is to get us. And everything out there, he's pushing in our face, getting us to say, to weaken us. See, keep on pushing that brick wall, pushing at it, putting force on it, getting that wall weaker and weaker. The next year you done caved in and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and accept it. It's a tactic. So that's just something that I wanted to make mention. Brothers, you got to start doing your wives better. We got to start treating these sisters better than how we've been doing it. There's so many of you brothers out here, you act like some darn tyrants. I've seen postings on Facebook, brothers talking about, my wife, she gonna obey me, she gonna do this, and she better do this. Man, y'all some idiots, man. If you want to have a decent relationship, you better be compromising. Yes, you better. Back in the day, you seen your grandparents, your grandmother and grandfather, they've been married for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Do you think that man didn't compromise with his wife? Because if he didn't, that was going to be a very unhappy household. Very unhappy. If you love it's a given though. Come on now. If you love your wife, you're going to compromise. You're not going to be a tyrant. You're not going to, you need to keep your mouth shut. I'm the head of the house and I'm this and I'm that. You are supposed to be treating your wife how Yahushua will treat us, his people. That's how you're supposed to be. Not a tyrant, not a bully. And there's a lot of you brothers, this is something that really is a serious problem. A lot of you brothers are getting these sisters pregnant, talking about you married them, and as soon as you get her pregnant, whatever, you're gone. I know several sisters who are dealing with that. Several sisters. Y'all just leaving them. You're no better than these men out here sleep out there in the world. You're no better. You're just like them. You're still the same. You're a bunch of hobo Hebrew niggers. You've proven to be niggers. That's what you've proven to be. You're helping the agenda. We're helping the agenda. And a lot of you sisters, you have to stop choosing these Negroes. These niggas. These ones, come on now. You all got, hey, look. Y'all have got to stop making these horrible choices in these men. You want, he's this, he wear fringes and all. Oh, you idiot. Oh, man. Would you find out what's in his heart? Damn about how he look. Oh, he has a beard and he looks so what? What's in his heart? What's up in there? What's in here and here? I know of a sister who dismissed me because I can't grow a beard. I'm a cancer survivor. She dismissed me though. Oh, she wanted a brother with a beard. She got her a brother with a beard though. And he got her too. She came trying to call back like some 5 or 6 months later, wanting to rekindle what we had, and I rejected her because she belonged to that man now. She went out there and that man used her and got what he wanted from her, and he used, that's another thing. A lot of these men, these brothers out here, they have gained the truth, the understanding of this truth, And they're using it just to get women. And that's why a lot of them push this polygamy crap. That's why a lot of them push polygamy. Because all they think about is their penis. That's all they're thinking about. And that's the truth. And you brothers know it. You need to stop it. You think the Most High is sitting back and happy with all this? You think he just going to let this stuff go? He knows what's going on. He knows what's going on in your heart. He knows what's going on. Pushing this polygamy. How many of you can afford to take care of yourself, let alone one wife? Now you talking about you want 2, 3, and 4? I might have to end this right here. I think I done said enough. But you get the point. It's an abomination to go out there and get yourself a foreign wife or a foreign husband. You have defiled yourself. You have become unclean by this person. When it comes down to us going into the kingdom, these foreign women are not going to, they're not coming in there. They're not coming through the gates. Neither are the children. The Most High does not change. So you brothers need to understand it. And all that talk about the father determines whether the child is a Hebrew or not. That ain't what that scripture just said. Them children had to be dismissed too. And it's going to be the same thing. You know? And all this here teaching and pushing all this, got a lot of these Gentiles duped into thinking that they're Hebrews and they're not. You have caused yourself to sin. You are causing other people to sin and to become defiled because they're following you. Especially you brothers in these camps. I thank the Most High that I had enough sense not to join no camp. I knew right away not to join no camp. Know why I knew that? Because I just left a camp. When I found out the truth, I had just left a camp when I found the truth out. That camp was Jehovah's Witnesses. I got up out of that camp. I was definitely not about to jump up in another. I thank the Most High that I had enough sense not to do that. Like I said, I gotta go. I'm about to run out of time on this phone anyway. I don't even know if But anyway, I hope y'all get the point, and y'all be hearing from me again. Shalom.